the game of the week. As tonight, 5th-ranked Richland hosts the Kennewick Lions. The Bombers, of course, are 13-1. They've already clinched a tie for the Big 9 title. Kennewick is 8-5, and they have a 2-game lead in 4th place for that critical 4th spot into the district tournament, which provides double elimination status. It's a Wall of Fame night in Richland tonight. A lot of athletes and coaches being inducted into Richland's Wall of Fame. We'll talk a little bit about them later. Not quite the crowd we had last night for the Pasco-Richland game, but they are still filing in. And we might get this place, about half full tonight. Maybe, 2,500 before we're all done. With us again tonight, Don Manili, our analyst. And, Don, the first time these two teams met, Richland won 59-36. But a key point in that game, Kennewick played without point guard Travis Mitchell, and he's a big key to what they like to do.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Travis Mitchell had a big game last night, played extremely well, and shot the ball real well. I think the real big key tonight is if Richland's going to be able to come out tonight and have that same mental readiness and that enthusiasm, that energy that they had last night. They spent a lot of emotion last night and a lot of energy, and they spent the whole day being congratulated by their fans and peers and things on the great game that they played. And they blew Kennewick out at Kennewick, so sometimes as a coach it's hard to get your team up and try and get the other team some respect so that you'll go out there and play with that kind of intensity. On the other hand, what Kennewick has to be able to do, the teams that have been successful against Richland as of late have been teams that have been able to successfully attack Doug Schultz. And so that load's going to probably fall on Scott Larson and Randy Johnson inside. So they're going to have offensive games to try and put him in some kind of foul trouble and put him in hurt. Otherwise, it's going to fall on Richie Rockefeller and Casey Quinnell to shoot off of the perimeter. Richland's extremely athletic at the guard spot. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Kennewick's got to get out of the chute with them and get after them early and stay in this game.
Both these teams, of course, coming off wins. Kennewick 69-60 over Eisenhower, and as Don referred to, Richland's big 56-54 win last night over Pasco, and maybe the biggest crowd here in 15 years. It was absolutely huge. And one thing, Don, Neil Robertson did not have a good night shooting the ball. He was 0 for 7 from the three-point line. Did not score a field goal in the second half. Was that just Neil Robertson, or was that Pasco's defense, or a combination? What?
I got a chance to talk to Frank Severbaugh and some of the other coaches a little bit about his 0 for 7 and what kind of an impact they thought that might have on tonight's game, if he might be pressing a little bit. And they kind of smiled at me and said, knowing Neil, he's very capable of coming out tonight and going 7 for 7. So Neil's, although he's a junior, he's a pretty seasoned player. He's been in the state tournament last year, so I don't really think that's going to bother him, and he very easily could come out tonight and go 7 for 7.
Appeared at times, though, he did get very frustrated. Appeared at times, actually, maybe to be rushing his shot, almost to be aiming at times.
Yeah, the same thing kind of happened a little bit in the Kamayakan game, and one thing that comes to mind is might be a little bit of fatigue factor, or maybe his legs might be getting a little tired. It might affect his balance and his shot a little bit, and that's something that I'm sure he's a little bit concerned about, but he's a great competitor and a big piece of their team, and I'm sure he's looking for a big night tonight.
Another interesting factor, John Spohr has been coming off the bench all year. It averaged up around 8 points a game. Did not score last night. As a matter of fact, he didn't even take a shot.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting how that played out. Damian Ash was really looking to score and really had a great game for him. And John Spohr comes in and really looks to add some offense, but I don't know exactly why he was unable to do that. As you look at Kennewick's bench, Kennewick has some good athletes on their bench. One of their problems on their bench is they don't have a lot of kids coming off their bench that can score. So it's going to be extremely important that they hang with Richland tonight and be able to stay close so that as the game goes on, they continue to believe that they can win and play with them.
Tim Swanson says first 4 minutes critical in this game.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. They've got to come out of the chute. If the standings hold up the way they are, Kennewick in 4th, Richland in 1. They could meet again the first round of the district tournament. Kennewick needs to have a good game tonight so that they can come back and believe that they can win in that district game.
Okay, we'll take a 2-minute timeout, come back with the starting lineups of tonight's game. Kennewick and Richland coming up after this 2-minute timeout on the Game of the Week. Well, Don, you want to talk about big games. The last time these two teams met, Damian Ash had a career 23 points. He led all scorers Kennewick ran a box and one on Robertson, and Ash lit it up. He had 6 of 7 3-point baskets, so I kind of wonder if we'll see that defense from the Lions tonight.
Yeah, I think early on teams were trying to triangle into him and box and one and put a lot of pressure on Schultz and Robertson and force the other kids to beat him. And Damian Ash has stepped his game up, and Harry Buck and John Spohr have all shown that they can shoot the ball, and it's really forcing teams to play Richland more head up, which is playing into Richland's hands because they execute extremely well in the half court.
Okay, we mentioned Kennewick is 8-5, and a win here tonight would, with 2 games to go, would nearly cinch that spot if they were able to beat Richland. They could still remain 2 games up with 2 games to go. It looks like it probably is going to come down to next Friday night's game with Kennewick and Wenatchee at Kennewick for that number 4 spot.
Yeah, the next Friday night's game with Wenatchee will be extremely important, and I think is what Coach Swanson wants out of this game tonight is he wants his kids to play extremely hard and play believing they can win. And they're coming off a 3-game winning streak, and I think, Kennewick's got a really good shot. Rockefeller kids playing real well. I think the real key for him is Casey Quinnell. He kind of holds them together and is kind of their energy and motivation man, and he needs to get his game going and get some buckets down because he really kind of gives them a lot of energy by the way he plays.
Okay, as Don mentioned, this could be a preview of the first game of district if Kennewick hangs on to 4th. And the Bombers, of course, can clinch the Big 9 title outright if with a win here tonight. Okay, let's take a look at the starting lineups. First for Kennewick under Tim Swanson in his first season. The Lions will start Travis Mitchell, a 5'9" senior point guard, averaging 6.1 per game. Another guard will be Grady Emerson, the 6-foot senior defensive specialist who averages 2 points a game. And the other guard is Casey Quinnell, a 6-foot senior averaging 13.1. Up front, Richie Rockefeller, 6'4" senior averaging 15.3. And Scott Larson, a 6'7" junior. He's averaging 7.8. For the Bombers at the guards, there will be Mark Bone, a 5'11" senior. Bone averaging 2.8 per game. Neil Robertson, the 5'8" junior, averaging 16.8. And Damian Ash is the third guard. He's 6'1". He is a senior, averaging 10.7. Up front, Jeff Cahill, 6'1" senior, averaging 6 points per game. And in the pivot will be Doug Schultz, a 6'5" senior, averaging 16.7. And of course, the Bombers coached by Phil Neal in his 14th season. Back with the opening tip-off of tonight's game, Kennewick and Richland, after this 2-minute timeout. And there's the Richland High Pep Band and our national anthem as we're just about set to get underway here tonight from Art Daywall Gymnasium. Frank Murray along with Don Manili, and our officials are Dennis Thorne and Larry Fox. And as the crowd settles in, we might have half here tonight, maybe 2,500 here at Daywall Gym as the Lions come out in the black uniforms trimmed in orange, and the Bombers in the Richland gold trimmed in green. And here we go. Okay, Dennis Thorne will do the honors. Rockefeller and Schultz gets the tip in his backcourt. Bombers take control, and Kennewick coming out man-to-man defensively. Left corner, Damian's wide open for a 3. It's off the rim, no good. The rebound, Rockefeller had it knocked loose, but Mitchell got it for Kennewick. Here comes Travis Mitchell out of the backcourt. You know who's on him, Mark Bone. Mitchell out near the center line, trying to get around Bone. Dumps it in the corner. Oh, it's knocked out of bounds at the Bomber bench by Robertson.
Yeah, that Bomber pressure coming right into play early.
Bone and Mitchell have not met this year, as Mitchell was out during the last game, so this is an interesting matchup. The quickness of Travis Mitchell, the tenacity defensively of Bone. They're at it right now out front. Pass down the right wing goes to Emerson. Emerson back out front. It comes to Quinnell now. Now left wing it goes to Mitchell. Pass low post to Larson in the corner for a Rockefeller 3. It's off the rim, no good. Rebound. 2 Kennewick men fight each other, and it rolls off them out of bounds.
Nice look for Kennewick there. Got Richie Rockefeller open for a 3.
No score. We're just underway. As Ash brings the ball into the forecourt now. Robertson running the baseline. They're looking for him in the corner. Got it there. Grady's on him. Low post, it goes to Schultz. He wheels on Larson. Kennewick wanted to walk. The shot was short. Schultz got it back, reloads, shoots an air ball from 15. Bone got the rebound, brings it out front. They dare him to shoot. He goes low post to Schultz. Now to Cahill straight away from 16. He hits. 2-0 Richland. Man pressure on. Travis Mitchell out of the backcourt. Mitchell with Bone. Now he's used up the dribble, gives to Quinnell. He lost it in the backcourt, had to save it. Bone stole it. Here's Bone in front court, 2-on-4. Bone had it knocked loose. He tried to save it but couldn't, and it's going to be out of bounds to Kennewick.
Yeah, Bone a little bit unsure what to do with that ball, whether to attack Kennewick coming from behind, getting a steal.
Inbounds to Quinnell in the backcourt, picked up by Ash for the Bombers. 2-0 Richland leads. And here's Casey Quinnell out of the backcourt against the pressure. To the wing right side, it goes to Mitchell. Gets a pick on the left. Picked up by Schultz in the mismatch now. They got Larson underneath, but they're not really looking for him. They go to the wing to Quinnell. Richland able to switch back. On the drive, Quinnell. Pump fake, dishes out to Mitchell. His shot checked by Schultz. He stayed on him all the way that time. The ball hit the floor, so it was no traveling. Right side, it goes to Rockefeller. Rockefeller out front, guarded by Bone. Mitchell looking in, comes top of the circle to Quinnell, driving on Ash, and then dishing to Rockefeller. Kennewick showing some good patience right now. Mitchell, he's still guarded by Schultz out front. Emerson waited for the ball inside, but too late. Out to Quinnell. Kennewick's kept the ball on the perimeter here in this possession. All jammed up as Quinnell drove into Rockefeller, gave it to him there. He nearly stumbled, kept the dribble going, brings it out front to Mitchell. Now it goes to the right elbow to Larson, who turns on Cahill, horses it up, got called for a walk. The slap was from Tim Swanson. I think they really may have changed pivot foot there, but I don't know if he did or not.
Yeah, Richland's defensive pressure really having an impact early on Kennewick, forcing it really a long ways away from the basket.
Robertson into the forecourt, picked up by Emerson. To the wing right to Ash. Low post to Schultz, turns on Larson. Down on top to Cahill. Dribbles into the lane, dishes to Schultz. Open from 15. Good. 4-0 Richland. We played nearly 3 minutes. Kennewick isn't on the board yet. Mitchell out of the backcourt. Wing left side to Quinnell. Quinnell. Rockefeller comes out, sets the pick. Right wing, it goes to Emerson. Emerson, low post pass, knocked loose by Cahill, and then he couldn't hang on to it as it's going to be out of bounds. And he hit the deck hard there as it goes over the chairs in front of his own bench. It'll be a Kennewick ball. Cahill's all right.
Kennewick running a lot of screen and roll, forcing Richland to switch, and they're trying to take advantage of a mismatch, but the problem is Richland's so athletic, there's no apparent mismatch.
Junior varsity game won by Richland tonight, 46-39. Rockefeller gets it into Mitchell. Now back out to Rocky, out to Quinnell now. And Quinnell yo-yoing the dribble now, comes back right to left, gives the ball away to Emerson. But everything's out on top now. They can't seem to penetrate Richland's man defense. They like to run this little weave. And here Ash picks Quinnell's pocket. Here he goes on the other way against Rockefeller, lays it up and missed it. And Larson gets the rebound for Kennewick. Still 4-0 Bombers. 3.5 minutes gone in the game. Kennewick back the other way. They've certainly got it in time of possession so far. Mitchell picks left and right, goes left around Rockefeller, around Cahill. They tried to hit Larson in the lane. He was bumped and fouled by Schultz. So there's our first foul of the game.
Yeah, Richland a little out of sync, not used to this kind of pressure. They got to try to find something they can run here against the pressure.
Kennewick, you mean?
Yeah, Kennewick a little out of sync.
4-0 in favor of the Bombers. Four corners around the paint. That comes into Larson in the corner out on top to Quinnell. Bones on Quinnell right now to Rockefeller left wing, picked up by Cahill. And Ritchie on the drive to the baseline, off the pick, puts it up, blocked by Schultz. Rebound to Rockefeller, but we're going to get a foul as Larson knocks the ball loose, but he gets a foul for coming over the top.
Kennewick really unable here early to try and get any real good quality shots. Richland defense really impressive.
They didn't have much offense in the first game between the two, scoring only 36 points. Robertson out of the backcourt, 4:10 to go. Robertson to the wing left side to Schultz. Then on top to Cahill, looks for Robertson in the corner, got him on the drive. Out front to Cahill, straight away from 17, hits again. Boy, when you get your role players to step up and hit a couple baskets, that's big. 6-0. Ash went for the steal, didn't get it in backcourt. Quinnell drives in the forecourt, good help. And Quinnell was picked up by Cahill, and he knocked the ball out of bounds off of Quinnell, and Tim Swanson has seen enough of this action. He wants a timeout. Let's take a 30-second break. 3:50 to go in the first. Bombers 6, Kennewick nothing. Back here at Art Daywald, Frank Murray along with Don Manili, 6-0 Richland, and Kennewick offense, Don, that's non-existent so far.
Yeah, they're playing really timid. Coach Swanson in the timeout there trying to fire his kids up and just get them to play a little harder. Cahill really being a big part of their offense because Kennewick is trying to leave him a little bit to double team down on Schultz and things, leaving him open and really come through with some nice buckets.
Richland doesn't really look itself offensively yet, but and if they were, this could really be wide by this point, but it isn't. Tim Markham's in the game for Grady Emerson. He's on Robertson now, but the pass goes low to Schultz, right around Larson, and lays it up. Good, and he's fouled. Nice job by Schultz.
Yeah, that was that same baseline move that he actually had last night in that 5-second mark that won the game for Pasco.
2 on Larson. I think Tim Swanson's complaining that he's using the offhand to get off, and with the 2 fouls, he goes out. Johnson comes in.
Yeah, he might have hooked him a little bit, but it was a really quick move.
So Schultz with the free throw coming. It is 8-0 Richland. Larson with the 2 fouls has to come out as Randy Johnson, the 6'3" sophomore, comes in. Shot good by Schultz on the free throw, completes the 3-point play. Here's Mitchell out of the backcourt. 9-0 Richland. Wing right to Markham. Picked up by Robertson, goes to the floor. It gets all jammed up. Spores in the game now for Bone, and Buck is in there for Ash. Here's Rockefeller, a long 3 off the back rim. Long rebound. Schultz ends up with it. Clears it to Buck. Into the forecourt now to Robertson. Picked up by Markham. Robertson on the drive, then backs away with it. Used up the dribble, goes right wing to Buck. Low post to Schultz. Turns. Jump shooter from 8. It rolls off, no good. The rebound underneath Cahill. Loops it out to Buck. Backs away. All kinds of 3-point shots. It's Robertson good. Buck could have shot it. He could have gone to the left corner, and he brought it out on top. That's how open they were. 12-0 in favor of the Bombers. Robertson, who didn't have a 3 last night, hits his first one tonight. In forecourt. Mitchell has it for Kennewick now. Still looking for its first points. They've gone 5 minutes and 18 seconds without a point here to start the game. Rockefeller to Mitchell. He's open, but he doesn't take it. Quinnell will from the left wing, a 3. That's off the back rim, no good. Batted way out front. Quinnell grabs it back between the circles. Casey keeps it for Kennewick. Lobs inside, deflected. He hit it twice, and it got to Johnson. Cross court to pass to Rocky for a 3 from the left. That's short off the rim. And the rebound cleared by Robertson. He lost it to Markham, who lost it out of bounds.
And that Richland pressure is just really coming into play defensively. They're just causing all kinds of havoc for Kennewick.
It's exactly what Tim Swanson didn't want early in the game, was to get down early. 12-0 Richland. 2:14 to go in the period. Left corner to Buck. Looking low. Got it into Schultz. Schultz turns. Double team. Triple team. Out to Buck. And now to Cahill on the perimeter. Lob underneath to Schultz for the lay-in. It won't go. The rebound ripped out of there by Johnson for Kennewick. Boy, Schultz just owning the inside, though. 1:55 in the period. Mitchell into the forecourt, and Kennewick still hasn't scored in the game. 12-0 Richland. Quinnell out between the circles. Quinnell doubles back inside, tried to horse it up and got fouled. He was double teamed. It's going to be either on Buck or Cahill. I think Buck's going to get the call.
Hopefully Kennewick can get to the free throw line here, make some of these free throws, get on the scoreboard, and maybe get something going.
12-0 is the score. And here's Quinnell to the stripe. 2 free throws. Puts the first one up and in. And Kennewick scores with 1:43 to go in the first. It's 12-1 Richland. Second shot, Quinnell. It's no good. The rebound. Tip Markham, no good. Rockefeller got it. There's Johnson. Gets it out to Rockefeller. Nobody on him, but he passed it around the horn. Comes to Markham. He horses up. Partially checked. Tip no good by Johnson, but he's hammered. And I think it's on Schultz, and that's 2 on Schultz. No, it's not. It's on Buck. You can hear the Kennewick bench. They wanted it to be on Schultz.
Yeah, nice offensive rebound that time by Kennewick. Created himself an opportunity to get back to the line.
Here's Johnson with 2 free throws, and he hits the first. 12-2. Kennewick still does not have a field goal in the game. We have 1:34 to go in the first quarter. Johnson bricks the second one. The long rebound to Robertson to the Bombers out of the backcourt in the transition now. Looking, goes to Schultz behind the pick. Doesn't want to take the 3. Starts his drive. Then looks, dishes back behind him to Eric Buck. Buck back to Schultz low. Double team. Hits Cahill at the foul line. Out to Robertson. Kennewick kind of a little disoriented here. And here's Cahill driving baseline. Hits Schultz. Stripped to the ball. And then Rockefeller lost it, but Schultz, they said, hit it out. Did Kennewick change defenses that time?
No, they're just doing a real good job of sloughing down on Schultz that time. Cahill had the shot, but chose not to take it. They picked up their defensive intensity a little bit.
Full court pressure. Spores in there with Buck, Cahill, Schultz, and Robertson for Richland. Travis Mitchell with the dribble out of the backcourt. Mitchell to the wing. Then Comes back outside to Quinnell. Open straight away for three. He's off the back rim, no good. Cahill grabs it. Bombers. Robertson head up, long lead. Up the left side to Schultz. Shoots from 16. Rolls in. Schultz with 7 1/4. It's 14-2 Bombers. Mitchell out front. Travis dribbling the ball to the wing. Screening underneath, out front to Quinnell. Quinnell again gets jammed up with Rockefeller. Gives it out front to Mitchell. Right corner, Rockefeller. Quick three, good. With 31 seconds to go, Rockefeller hits Kennewick's first field goal of the game. It's 14-5 Bombers. 23 seconds to go, and they'll play for one shot as Four looks at the clock, taking the pass from Robertson out on top. John picked up by Mitchell, dribbles the ball to the center circle, gives to Robertson, who's guarded by Markham. Now we're down to 11 seconds. Now it comes to Robertson. Robertson left wing to Schultz. 8 seconds on the clock. Out on top, Cahill. 6 seconds. 5. Robertson was open. It's 4. A long 3 with 2 seconds. It's off the rim. No good. Rockefeller gets it at the buzzer. The end of one. We take 60 with the score. It is Richland 14, Kennewick 5. In front court. Kennewick has the ball. It was knocked loose by Bone. Stolen by Schultz. Ahead to Bone. Driving down for the lay-in shot. Good.
And more defensive pressure by Richland.
It's 16-5. Quinnell bringing into the forecourt this time. Picked up by Ash, who's in here. We're going to get an official's timeout. Oh, he was holding him that time. I think Kennewick wanted it on Bone when he stole the ball on that last one.
Yeah, that may be a little bit of a makeup call. They're trying to get their hands off, take some of that defensive pressure off.
First foul on Ash. Okay, here's Mitchell driving to the basket, but Bone steered him away. Looking low, Johnson's down there, but he comes out front to Markham. Now top of the circle to Quinnell. Quinnell on the dribble to the foul line. Nothing there. Goes to Mitchell. Mitchell to Rockefeller, top of the circle. Now to Quinnell, fakes the 3, drives on Schultz, by him, puts it up on the move. A lot of bodies flying. The shot's no good. The loose on the floor is the ball. Markham picks it up. Out front to Mitchell. Kennewick retains possession. Left wing, Quinnell wide open as a 3. Off the back rim again. Kennewick can't buy one. Fast break. Ash into the forecourt. Kennewick gets back. Damien sets it up out front now. Now to Bone on the drive around. Markham lays it up. It was blocked by Johnson. He'll get called for the foul.
Yeah, one of the questions we had early on was whether Richland would be mentally ready and come out and play, and they've just, being league champs and stuff, you can really see these kids are really came out tonight to really make a statement. Their defense has just been incredible. They came to play.
Early on here in the second quarter, Richland's leading 16-5 as Mark Bone goes to the line with 2. Set at the line. He's up with the shot. Good. As his minutes been limited because he's not been scoring very much. He's not much of a scorer. He did get 6 big points against Pasco last night, and that really helped considering Spoor did not score in that game. All right, here's Bone with another one coming. Good again. He's got 4 tonight. 18-5 Richland. 6:50 to go in the first half. Mitchell drives it out of the backcourt. Bone right there. Now Mitchell gives it, looking for help. Finally gets it to Quinnell. Got inside. Ash drives for the hoop. Puts it up on the move. It goes. Casey Quinnell.
Nice job of taking the ball to the basket.
18-7. Robertson out of the backcourt. Right corner it goes to Schultz. Or Cahill rather. Now to Robertson. Robertson used up the dribble. Comes to Ash. Picked up by Quinnell man-to-man. Ash on the drive. Puts a wild shot up. No good. Rebound ripped out of there by Quinnell. Damien hit the court hard, but he's okay. Here's Mitchell out of the backcourt. Mitchell drives Bone to the wing. Pulls up. Comes out to Quinnell. Driving. Puts one up on the move. It was checked by Ash, but it's taken underneath by Markham. He lost it on the floor. Tried to get it out of there. It hits the floor. Picked up by Schultz. Richland ball. Cahill drives the ball out of the backcourt now in the transition. Leaves it off for Robertson to set things up as Kennewick is back. 2 minutes gone in the second quarter. 18-7 in favor of the Bombers. Ash out front. Let's everybody get set up now as Schultz and Cahill go low. Robertson's running the baseline. They're looking for him. Markham fighting his way through, but Robertson got it away, and it's in and out. Rebound hits the floor, and we're going to get a foul, and it's going to be on Bone. Good block out by Mitchell on the shot there.
Yeah, excellent defensive block off. They ran a special that time for Robertson coming off a double screen. Really took a jump stop and shot the ball really well. Just didn't quite go down.
Okay. 16 fouls on Richland. Now next one will be shooting for Kennewick, which has only committed 3 fouls itself. Here's Mitchell in the forecourt with Bone, takes the ball in, jump shoots in the lane, and it's in and out from 10. And the rebound by Cahill. Again, the tough shooting for Kennewick continuing. Ash out of the backcourt, and he pulls up for a 3 and hits it. 21-7 Bombers. Rockefeller, who's been stymied in 1 bucket so far, brings it into the forecourt. Leaves it off out front for Travis Mitchell now. Mitchell out on top to Quinnell. Quinnell driving and dishing in the corner. Rockefeller fakes the 3, driving on Cahill, dishes back out front to Mitchell. 4:50 in the half. Richland leads by 14. Now Quinnell out front. Pass underneath, it goes to Rockefeller. He turns, puts it up, no good, but he got fouled. I would think they might want to post him more if they can get that matchup, him on Cahill down there.
Yeah, that might be one of their positive things is being able to take Rockefeller inside, because they have to almost put a guard on him, and he needs to go in there and post up, and if not score, go to the line like he's doing now.
Larson's back in the game, Johnson's out, and Quinnell comes out, and Emerson's back in. Here's Rockefeller on the line for 2, and he misses the first.
And one of the things as a coach, sometimes you get a little worried if you get a big lead early, but Richland's defense is just so constant that I don't think they have to worry a whole lot unless Kennewick really finds a way to get good shots.
Second shot, he got that one. 4 points for Rockefeller, 21-8 Bombers. Bone, Ash, Robertson, Cahill, and Schultz is the lineup. Bone passes low to Schultz, works on Larson, shoots over him, in and out from behind the board. Tip no good by Cahill. Ash tips no good. Cahill brought it down, and he's pushed by Emerson as he hits the floor.
Boy, Cahill, that's just his trademark, just picking up those offensive rebounds. It's a wonder at 6'1" how he gets so many. He's just an incredible sense for the ball.
Kennewick's not over the limit, so they will shoot it, or they will bring it out of inbounds. It comes to Schultz, out on top to Bone. Kennewick's zoning right now. Off the out-of-bounds play. Robertson and Ash both won it. Robertson fires a 3 and hits again. That was a pretty good distance that time.
Yeah, really got his legs underneath him, shot that ball nice.
24-8. Mitchell drives the paint, got around Bone. Nice feed to Rockefeller. Got blocked from behind by Ash. Larson got it back, steps in the lane and shoots it in and out. Rebound cleared by Cahill. Out of the backcourt. Neil Robertson straight away for another 3. They didn't get it. The rebound underneath. We're going to get a foul. Somebody clearing out. It's going to be against the Bombers. And Dennis Thorne has the call. It's on Schultz. That's 2 on Schultz.
At Kennewick, you got to give them credit. They've really picked up their defensive intensity. They're really playing hard defensively. They're just having a hard time offensively generating any kind of offense to create good shots.
And that puts the Bombers over the limit. So Scott Larson goes to the line for the bonus with 3:52 to go in the half, and Richland leading 24-8. Larson, Emerson, Quinnell, Rockefeller, and Mitchell. Here's the first of the 1-and-1. It is no good. And the rebound, who else? Cahill. Clears it to Bone. Bone across the 10-second line. Now to Schultz out at the 3-point line. Has Larson on him, shoots over him for 3. That's off the back rim, goes over the backboard, and it'll be out to Kennewick.
That's going to be critical here for Richland. Schultz has to stay out of that third foul.
Quinnell to Mitchell against the pressure, passes ahead up the left side to Rockefeller, mishandled the ball, had to grab it before it went out of bounds in the left corner, drives, nearly walked with it, got it out to Quinnell. Larson floating through the middle, but nobody sees him. Now to Mitchell, low post pass, knocked out of bounds by Cahill. He can't do anything with it, Ken Rockefeller, until he gets it, and Cahill's denying it very well. Bone and Ash sit down, Spoor and Buck come in. Rocky gets it into Larson in the corner, out on top to Mitchell. Now to Quinnell, guarded by Spoor. Pass into the left corner. Rockefeller baseline, puts it up, no good. Got his own board, puts it back up, no good. Pips it up and in. Nice play by Rockefeller.
Had a nice job of staying with that and getting the basket.
3:10 to go in the half. 24-10 Richland. Here's Spoor bringing it out of the backcourt now. Spoor, Mitchell pecking away at the ball, can't get it. Goes low post to Cahill, turns, then nice feed to Schultz, who drives for the lay-in and scores.
Super pass by Cahill down low.
9 points for Schultz. There's Mitchell out of the backcourt, 2:48 in the half. Mitchell, low post to Larson, he lost it, out of bounds to the Bombers. Very frustrating now for Kennewick.
Yeah, Kennewick's trying to run some screens to create some mismatches, but the pressure is just so intense on the ball, it's really difficult to create the pass.
Rockefeller pulled on the shirt there. He's going to come out. He's a little winded. Robertson corner to Buck. He's wide open. He jacks the three. Good. 4 3-pointers for the Bombers, and they lead 29-10. Mitchell into the forecourt. Down the right wing it goes to Quinnell. Looks for Rockefeller. Finds Larson at the right elbow. Dishes back to Quinnell. Quinnell into the paint. Horses it up. It won't go. Tip Rockefeller. Good. 29-12. Robertson out of the backcourt, picked up by Emerson to Cahill. He goes right around Rockefeller, passes into the left corner for an Eric Buck three. He off the rim short, run long rebound. Score! Great job to tip it in the backcourt to Robertson. Is that not over and back? Right wing it goes to Cahill. Now to Schultz straight away from 17. Off the rim short, and Rockefeller clears it. Bombers thought Rockefeller came down out of bounds, so tit for tat there. Mitchell walks the dribble across with 1:40 to go in the first half. His team down 17. Mitchell to Quinnell. Quinnell low post pass to Rockefeller. Couldn't handle it. Saved it. And Larson grabbed it inside. He works up, shoots over Schultz. No good. And Schultz just got his third foul.
Yeah, Kennewick's really trying to get the ball inside. That time they were able to do it. But they've just been having a real tough time of getting any pass from any person to anybody else.
So Johnson comes in, and Rockefeller goes out, and Larson to the line for 2 shots. Scott has been shut out so far. Mitchell, who had a career-high 19 last night, hasn't scored tonight for Kennewick. So here's Scott Larson. First one up, good.
Kennewick needs to make a little run here, trying to narrow this gap a little bit before halftime.
Second shot, short off the rim. The rebound comes down to Robertson. Here are the Bombers out of the backcourt now, leading by 16. Here's Neal on the drive, pull-up jumper, checked by Emerson on a great play. Rebound, volleyballed around, picked off by Quinnell, and he's fouled by Ash. Ash should come back in for score. Second foul on Damien. Still a lot of basketball left in this one, and now with Schultz with 3 fouls. See what happens here and then in the second half a little bit in that third quarter.
Very much so. The one thing that's been positive for Kennewick is they've really played tough defense, really making Richland earn their shots. They just need to find a way to generate some offense.
Quinnell good on the first. Makes it 29-14, Richland. And another one coming. Casey with it on the way. In and out. Rebound batted up by Larson, but Buck ends up with it. Buck out of the backcourt with a pass to Spoor. And Ash is still in the game. There's a pass inside, knocked loose by Larson. Tipped it around. Spoor grabbed it. Spoor drives into the paint, then jumps a pass off to Buck. Covered up by Quinnell. Out on top to Spoor. Fakes the shot, doesn't take it. Now he drives on Mitchell. Horses it up. We're going to get a foul on Mitchell from behind.
Yeah, Richland run a little 4-man passing game now with Cahill in the post, trying to utilize their guards and their quickness.
So here's John Spoor in the line for 2 now. That's right. They got Buck, Ash, Spoor, and Robertson, and Cahill the center at 6'1". 29-14 is the score. So 57 seconds to go in the half. Spoor's first one is good.
Kennewick a little upset. We're not quite sure that he was in the act of shooting on that foul.
Yeah, it was close whether it was on the drive or actually going up with it. Second shot, good. 31-14, Richland. Out of the backcourt with it comes Travis Mitchell. Wing right side, it goes to Quinnell. Now Quinnell off the pick, drives left wing, bounce low, nice to Emerson, but he lost the handle, stolen away by Spoor. Too many quick hands in there for the Bombers right now for Kennewick to contend with. Out of the backcourt comes Robertson, gives it off to Buck. The Bombers will go for 1, leading 31-14. Robertson handling out front, guarded by Emerson. There goes Cahill hitting the floor, but what's new? Time to set a pick out there, and Johnson plowed light through him. Down to 17 seconds. Now Robertson looking right and looking left, holding the ball, 10 seconds. That 5-second call. He held the ball with Emerson on it for 5 seconds. 9 seconds remaining, and Kennewick will get the last shot. Here comes Rockefeller back in. And Johnson will go out.
Yeah, Coach Neal a little bit upset with Robertson that time, telling him you got to dribble the ball and give yourself a new count.
seconds left. All right, Rockefeller gets it into Mitchell. There he is in the backcourt at the foul line. 7 seconds, drives the ball in front court, pulls up, looks, got it to Larson, who shoots a three. It's no good, tipped, no good at the buzzer. The end of the half, we take a 2-minute timeout with the score. Richland 31, Kennewick 14. For Kennewick, the leading scorer was Richie Rockefeller. He had 8 points on 3 field goals and 1 out of 2 from the line. 4 points for Casey Quinnell on a field goal and 2 out of 4 from the line. And Scott Larson had 1 out of 3 from the line for 1 point. And Randy Johnson had 1 out of 2 from the line for 1 point, or a total of 14 is all in the first half. For Richland, the leading scorer was Doug Schultz. He had 9 points. 9 points on 4 field goals, 1 for 1 from the line. Neil Robertson had a pair of trays for 6. Mark Bone had a field goal and 2 out of 2 from the line for 4. Jeff Cahill, a pair of field goals for 4. Damian Ash and Eric Buck each had a field goal for 3, and John Spohr had 2 out of 2 from the line for 2 points. Foul trouble. The only one in foul trouble is Doug Schultz for Richland. He's got 3. Back with more after this 2-minute timeout. At intermission, the score is Richland 31, Kennewick 14. Okay. Here's some first half shooting statistics. First of all, Richland hit 11 out of 26 for 42%. Don Kennewick was 4 of 22 for 18% of that first half.
Yeah, anytime you see those kind of shooting numbers, you know that that's a reflection on the defense. I was just extremely impressed with Richland's mental approach to this basketball game. As we talked about it beforehand, they had a big win last night. They very easily could have came out here tonight and just showed up and gone through the motions. But they came out here and they were extremely focused. They had a correct attitude. They just put on a defensive clinic. They just really took Kennewick out of anything that they tried to do. Offensively, Richland got the ball to Schultz inside. They got the ball to Robertson for 3s, and they were just clicking and doing things extremely well. Kennewick played hard, extremely well defensively in the second quarter. Really forced Richland to earn their baskets, but still struggled offensively. They need to come out this half and just kind of refocus, recognize that treat this second half kind of as a separate game, isolate some things they want to work on and do well, because they got to meet this Richland team again maybe in about 2 weeks for that district spot.
Okay, we'll be back with a second half tip-off after this 2-minute timeout. At the intermission, our score, Richland 31, Kennewick 14. Okay, start the second half, and Don, as we mentioned, Coach Swanson said the first half of the first quarter really key for them, and it definitely was. They did not even score a point.
Yeah, it was a real nightmare for him, and you try and practice and get something in practice to kind of simulate the kind of pressure you're going to see, but it's just impossible. Richland is so athletic. What Richland has to do is stay focused. They need to come out here and maintain that, because they let Kennewick got the capability of shooting their way back into this game.
Kennewick was held scoreless for the first 6 minutes and 17 seconds of the game. Richland ball to start the second half. They lead to the Bombers 31-14. Starting lineups intact for both teams that started the game. Corner to Robertson. Robertson low to Schultz. Works on Larson. Double team, doesn't matter. He makes the lay-in.
Yeah, he got double team. He just split it and scored.
33-14. Mitchell into the forecourt. Picked up by Bone. Comes to the foul line. Look, there's on Emerson back door, but he couldn't hit him. Finds Quinnell, who drives the lane. Hooks one up there. It's no good. The rebound, Schultz. Schultz battles for it. Nearly had it taken away. It's loose on the floor. Picked up by Rockefeller. Makes a left-handed lay-in. Nice play. 33-16. Robertson into the forecourt. Emerson's on him. Neal with 2 3-pointers for 6 points tonight. Yeah, good call. He did double dribble. Good pressure by Emerson. He kind of cupped the ball that time.
And Robertson was a little bit upset. His man should have been in a different position, and good ball pressure by Grady Emerson forced a double dribble.
And it comes in the backcourt to Mitchell. Mitchell out of the backcourt. Left wing it goes to Quinnell. Quinnell picked up by Ash. Looks to the high post, gets the pick there from Rockefeller, brings it out front. And now off to the right wing with the dribble, then to Emerson. Low post pass intended for Rockefeller. Knocked out of bounds by Damian Ash, and he knocked it off Rockefeller in a great play.
Yeah, they created a switch, but ended up Damian Ash being on Rockefeller. They tried to take advantage. It didn't work.
Richland's defensively, it looks like their players are in 2 places instead of 1 most of the time. 33-16. Left wing it goes to Robertson, looking low. Larson trying to front Schultz down there. Out front to Cahill. And it out to Bone. Bone picked up by Mitchell. Cross-court pass intercepted by Rockefeller. Running down the right side, he goes all the way to the hole. Blocked by Schultz and out of bounds.
Yeah, great play by Schultz. Just great body position. Accelerated up, blocked the shot.
Rockefeller to inbound. Brings it underneath, and it's knocked right back out by Schultz again. Leading scorer in the game is Schultz. He has 11 points. Officials discussing Richland claiming that it was deflected off a Lion player, but that's not the case. And Rockefeller gets it into Mitchell. Mitchell picked up by Bone out top to Quinnell. Brings the dribble to the top of the circle. Swings it back to the wing to Mitchell. Looks for Emerson cutting through. Can't get it to him. Fronted by Ash. Goes to Larson. 16 feet away near the baseline. Finds Emerson in the paint. Horses it up and no good, but he got fouled. Not an offensive threat, but somebody's got to go to that bucket. He made a nice cut.
Yeah, his man's kind of playing off of him a little bit, trying to help out. Grady made a nice cut in there and created himself an opportunity to score.
Cahill the foul, his second. Emo to the line for a pair. Doesn't shoot many free throws. First one is up and no good, short off the rim. 33-16 is the score. Richland has led the entire way. Second shot, Emerson, good. 33-17. And a little full court pressure, but they beat it with a pass to Cahill. Takes it into the front court, gives it up to Schultz. And Doug looks, finds Robertson into the corner. Robertson, low post to Schultz, works on Larson, horses it up and in. That's a great power move.
Just tremendous power, just went right through Larson.
35-17 now. Mitchell out of the backcourt. Gives the ball up to Quinnell. The pick from Rockefeller out front. The switch is on. He's got Cahill on him now. Quinnell into the paint he goes. He's going to put it up and no good, but he got fouled. And I think Cahill's going to get this one.
That's what Casey Quinnell does his best, is taking the ball in the gap and drawing the foul.
Randy Johnson back in. Larson goes out. They got to get somebody that's going to use some force on Schultz down low.
Yeah, they got to get somebody that can handle him. I'm not sure if there's anybody there. Kennewick, although being real physical, just isn't quite tall enough to match up with him.
Yep. Quinnell with two, and the first one is no good.
Schultz probably feels like he's in heaven, not having to look at Carlisle from Kennewick and Godfrey Davis from Pasco gardening.
It's like he's in the candy store or something. Okay, Quinnell hits the second. He's made 3 out of 6. 5 points in the game for Quinnell. 35-18 is the count. Inbounds against Kennewick pressure. Comes into Ash. Passes head to Robertson. Here they are in 4-on-3 transition. Robertson steered off, then cross courts for a long Damien 3 off the rim. Cahill tipped it in one-handed.
Super defensive position by Cahill on a rebound.
37-18. Mitchell into the forecourt to Quinnell. He's going to drive the paint. Puts it up. No good. Drew the foul once again. And it's going to be on Mark Bone.
That's what Casey does the best.
I know Bone's aggressive out there, but I tell you, the guy hasn't hit a shot from the outside all night. You got to keep him from penetrating. It's the only way Kennewick can get back in the game is to go to the foul line.
That's exactly right.
Schultz goes out with 13 points. Quinnell with 2, and he is good on the first. Larson back in and Johnson out. So maybe a few words from Coach Swanson to Larson.
Yeah, I think Kennewick's going to try and make a move inside now with Schultz being out to maybe pound it in and take advantage.
Quinnell misses the next. Andrew Coleman, who's in there for Schultz, gets the rebound. 37-19. Robertson out of the backcourt with 5:14 remaining in the third. Wing left to Bone. Looking for Cahill low. He's there, but he likes to come back outside with a dribble. Now he needs help. He's used it up. Out to Robertson. Neal picked up by Emerson. Emerson to Cahill. He's used up the dribble. Low to Coleman, but he made a bad pass, but Bone grabbed it. His shot was blocked, but he was fouled, and Kennewick wanted a walk on Bone, but they didn't get it.
Yeah, it looked like he might have shuffled his feet before he went up.
Foul is on Quinnell. When's the last time you've seen, maybe I just haven't noticed before, 10 players on the court all wearing black socks?
I know that. That's incredible.
Okay, here's Bone to the line for 2. First one is up. It is no good, in and out.
Well, Kennewick came out here, tried to do a little press to try and change the tempo. That hasn't had an impact. They do have Schultz on the bench now, and they're trying to go inside with it. Let's see if they can have some success.
Bone hits the second, 38-19. The lead back to 19. Mitchell driving the ball into the forecourt. Into the right corner, Rockefeller open for a three. He's in and out. The rebound. Good rebound by Coleman over the top of Emerson. Away to Robertson. Emerson chesting. Robertson falls down, has the ball, and they're going to get a held ball. Emerson dove in on top of him there, and Phil Neal is really upset. He thought his little point guard got manhandled.
Yeah, he's pretty concerned that Emerson got a little bit too physical. At least the crowd's in the game.
Neal is just staring at Dennis Thorne. Whistling now, trying to get his attention. So here's Mitchell going low to Larson. He lost it, stayed out of bounds, but it didn't hit Coleman. Came back into Mitchell, grabbed it inside court. Now to Quinnell. Quinnell getting the pick from Rockefeller again. Then comes back to that direction, drives to the baseline, looks. He's going to horse it up at an air ball. Larson got on the other side, lost it out of bounds. 4:06 to go in the third. 38-19 Bombers. They haven't been spectacular, but defensively they've been played very well as usual. Robertson out of the backcourt. Emerson's done a pretty good job on him, but he goes right by the lane and lays it up. No good that time. Rockefeller clears it for Kennewick. He gives to Mitchell. Mitchell out of the backcourt. The Bombers are back defensively. Mitchell on the wing, driving the ball to the foul line and dishing to Larson, who turns on Coleman. Fakes. He's going to get called for a walk. Tim Swanson is upset. He wanted that at the other end.
Yeah, he wanted the same call down at the other end, but that was an obvious travel on that one.
Yeah. Larry Fox says, I'm looking at both ways. Okay, Eric Buck's in the game now, and Bone is out. Also, Spohr is in there, and Ash is out. So, Spohr and Buck, Robertson, Coleman, and Cahill. In front court, Spohr handling. 3:34 left in the third. Mitchell pressuring Spohr out front. And Mitchell knocked it loose, and he draws the reach foul.
Kennewick doing a nice job of pressuring the ball right here, but the officials noticing all the contact are starting to call some of those fouls.
And now Tim Swanson is the exasperated one. Robertson gets it in. No, it's Spohr. He got it into Spohr. Was knocked loose into the hands of Quinnell, and he's fouled by Buck.
Yeah, nice defensive pressure on the out of bounds that time by Kennewick, caused a turnover.
3 on Buck. And we're going to get a timeout by the Bombers here. Let's take a 30-second break with 3:28 to go in the third. Richland 38, Kennewick 19.
The scenario? Tax information, medical documents, insurance claims, and other paperwork that's been piling up for years, and your secretary has had it. The papers go, or she's out of there. The solution, Clancy's Transfer and Storage. Clancy's has specially designated space for storage of those piles and piles of records. Clancy's can box it all up and keep it in safe and secure in their clean warehouse.
Kennewick's played some great games this year, but I've never liked this matchup with Richland. Teams, there's assets, or outside shooting and quickness at the guards. Richland just eats them up.
Yeah, it's just a matchup that just, when you look at it on paper, every one of those positions, Richland just has a little bit more strength. I'm sure Coach Neal there in that timeout wanted to get his kids focused. This is a lineup that he's probably going to have to go with Schultz being out of there at times, and he wants to make sure they recognize exactly what they want to do.
Good point. Inbounds pass comes into Quinnell as Kennewick has it. Now to Mitchell. Now to Rockefeller. Can't get the shot off to Mitchell. Left elbow to Larson. Back to Mitchell. He drives it. Pull-up jumper from 13. It's way off the mark. No good. Buck grabs the rebound for the Bombers. Clears it to Robertson. Robertson across the 10-second line. Emerson head up on him. Emerson poking away at the ball. To the wing it goes. Spohr drives the paint. Going to put it up and no good, but he was fouled prior to the shot. And Dennis Thorne has the call, and the foul is on Mitchell.
Kennewick really trying to pressure the ball hard defensively on the perimeter, just not able to stay with them.
Emerson comes out of the game, and Tim Markin goes in. Spohr inbounding from underneath. Gets it in the middle to Cahill for the lay-in. No good. Spohr rebounds. He hooks it up and in, and it got fouled.
That was a super out-of-bounds play. I'm not quite sure if that worked by design or what. I think that was about option number 5, but it sure looked good.
Second foul on Quinnell. And here's Spohr. His first field goal in about 3 games. Puts the free throw up, no good. And the rebound cleared by the Lions. It's 40-19, Richland. 2:55 remaining. Here in the third quarter, the Richland has dominated defensively. Here's Quinnell off the dribble. Quinnell, low post pass to Rockefeller, got away, stolen by the quicker Bombers as Cahill deflected it. Coleman picked it up, ahead to Robertson. Left wing to Buck. Buck looks low, got it to Coleman, turns on Larson, shoots over him. Off the back rim and drops back through.
I'm sure Coach Neal really liked seeing that. Coleman coming out, really looking to score. That was nice of him.
Yeah, I think he has instructions to go up with the ball, too. They got to make a player out of this guy by tournament time. There's a high post. Larson dishing to Markham, and he's fouled by Coleman.
Yeah, Coleman just a little bit slow to react to the dribble drive there.
42-19 is the score as Randy Johnson comes in and Larson goes out. No bonus yet. 2:19 in the third, and so Rockefeller will inbound. The two posts underneath. Quinnell out front. Mitchell running from left to right. Gets it in the right corner. Now to Quinnell. Now cross court to Rockefeller. They doubled up on him. Out to Quinnell. Fakes the three. Bucks on him. He likes to drive, and he drives left. On the way. Puts it up on the move. It goes, and no, it's fouled before then. Buck fouled him before, and if I'm mistaken, that's going to be 4 on Eric Buck.
Yeah, Coach Swanson trying to get the continuation on the shot. It was real close. Could have been called either way.
Rockefeller to inbounds. Tim Swanson pleading his case as they inbound it with Larry Fox. Out front to Mitchell into the corner. Rockefeller covered up by Coleman. He barrels his way by, throws it up, no good. We're going to get a foul on the Bombers again. So Kennewick again doing a much better job this half of taking the ball to the basket.
Yeah, there's definitely a different defensive team when Schultz isn't in there around the basket to really impact shots. Kennewick has done a nice job of trying to get the ball in there and attack the basket.
Buck with those 4 fouls goes out, and Ash comes back in. So Rockefeller goes to the line for 2. He's the leading Kennewick scorer with 10. 2:01 to go in the third. Rockefeller hits the first. 42-20, Richland. They're really dominating Kennewick, kind of like the old days there in the 2 games they played this year. Rockefeller knocks the second one down. 42-21, 2 minutes remaining. Here's 4 in front court to Robertson. Started by Markham. To Coleman. Now back outside to Bruce, or to Neal for the 3. Good. 45-21. 1:44 to go. Neal really hasn't been a focal point of the offense tonight, and it just has not mattered. Markham to Quinnell. He goes low with it to Rockefeller. Rockefeller turns, brings it out front, shoots the 3 and misses. Quinnell had it, knocked loose by Johnson. Markham grabs it for Kennewick. Now to Rockefeller. Quinnell wants it down low. He's got Robertson on him. They give it to him there at the left elbow. He barrels in, puts it up, no good. He's fouled before the shot.
And nice job of recognizing a little mismatch with Robertson guarding Quinnell. Coach Neal wants an offensive foul, thinking Quinnell lowered his shoulder into him. That's what it was.
Robertson gets his first. Quinnell to the line for 2 more. He has not made the both ends of a 2-shot foul yet. 1 and 1, actually. They didn't give him the shot on that, so he has to earn it. He makes the first.
Kennewick's probably going to look to try and press again, create a turnover.
And he hits the second. 45-23. Ash inbounding to Robertson. And here is Neal out of the backcourt. Picked up by Markham. 1:10 to go. In the corner to Spohr. Spohr going baseline, and Mitchell gets the blocking foul here. 4 on Travis Mitchell now. Team foul number 5.
Yeah, he's definitely not one that Kennewick can afford to get into foul trouble. He really does a great job of handling the ball. That'll probably fall on Casey Quinnell's shoulders now to bring it up against the pressure.
Emerson's in, and Mitchell's out. I don't think he's been out tonight yet. Stack right of the lane for the Bombers. Spohr to inbound from underneath. Gets it into Coleman, then back to Spohr. Corner for 3. John off the back rim. Rebound. Good job by Quinnell against Coleman and other gold shirts. Casey brings it out of the backcourt. Less than a minute to go in the third. Quinnell leaves it off for Markham now. Markham off the pickup high from Rockefeller. Goes to the wing with a pass to Emo. Down on top to Quinnell. Quinnell, Rockefeller down low against Spoor. They got a big mismatch there if they can get him the ball, but pass goes the other direction. Johnson, low post pass, knocked loose by Ash. Johnson got it back, beats Quinnell, horses it up, and it goes.
I don't know how he made that. That was an incredible shot.
Oh, what a big-time collision between Quinnell and Ash. Quinnell hit the deck. No call, incidental contact. 45-25, 20 seconds to go in the third. Spoor out front to Ash. They're going for one. And he leaves it off for Neal now. Robertson with 11 seconds left. Robertson breaks around Emerson, goes down the lane for the lay-in. Blocked out of bounds. What they called a blocking foul on Quinnell.
Yeah, that was a tremendous collision. I was a little scared they weren't going to call anything.
Well, it didn't seem like they were. Robertson will go to the line for two. Here's some of the Kennewick fans behind us upset with the call. So Robertson, who is now shooting 88% from the foul line, goes there with 2 free throws for the first time tonight. 8 seconds left in the quarter. Bombers have led all the way and have never been threatened. First one on the way, Neal. In and out, boy, did I do that?
You got him.
And I'm trying to think. He'd been quite a while without a miss. He hits this one.
5 seconds.
On the front court now. Quinnell, 3 seconds to go. Finds Markham for a lay-in, and he scores at the buzzer. The end of the third quarter, we take a 60-second break. It's Richland 46, Kennewick 27. Last miss by Neal Robertson. He's made 20 of his last 21 free throws, so that's the guy you want at the line. Bomber ball to start the fourth quarter, leading by 19, and here's Neal up for 3. It's off the back rim from the corner, but Coleman sweeps through, gets the rebound. Out to Spoor, the Bombers keep it. Mitchell back in the game, low to Coleman. He turns, wheels, got inside Johnson for a layup. Nice move by the sophomore.
Oh, super move by the sophomore. Gets a big ovation from the fans. They really like seeing that.
48-27, Richland. In the front court, the pass comes to Emerson. Grady out front with it now. Goes to the wing right to Quinnell. Robertson's guarding Rockefeller. And finally the foul was called on Robertson. Kennewick bench was about to just come unglued there. He was just about trying to wrestle him down to the floor.
Kennewick doing a nice job of creating a mismatch on the screen and roll. And Robertson got caught guarding Rockefeller on the block and just got too physical.
So Rockefeller to the line for 1 and 1. He has 12 points in the game. Schultz leads all scorers with 13. Rockefeller good on the first. Averaging just over 15 a game. 7:24 to go in the game, a 20-point Bomber lead. They've really never been threatened tonight. Rockefeller hits the second. All right. In the backcourt now. Spoor brings it across, picked up by Mitchell. He drives the ball inside, puts it up on the move. It doesn't go. The rebound comes out front, grabbed by Emerson. Kennewick has control with Mitchell with it now. 7:10 to play. 48-29, Richland. Emerson. Pick out front from Johnson. Johnson to the wing to Quinnell. Looking low, got it into Johnson between players. His opponent falls down, he picks it up, he puts it up, and he gets... Oh, and now they call an offensive foul. And Johnson and Spoor having a few words there.
Yeah, it's getting extremely physical out here. Both teams really running through picks. Referees need to get a hold of this game.
Johnson, his second foul. 48-29 the score. And it comes to Ash. Ash in the backcourt against pressure from Quinnell. Gives it up to Robertson. And Neal will bring it across with Emerson right there. Robertson goes bounce pass in the corner to Spoor. Off the dribble, looking low to Cahill. Got it there, works on Rockefeller. Fakes, goes between him, and is going to get a foul call. And Rockefeller put him down hard. He put him down real hard, and Cahill is not getting up. I think they may have called an intentional foul against Rockefeller. Here's Larry Fox to the bench. Listen to that. If you can pick up, there's Tim Swanson in the background. Okay.
2 fouls.
That's exactly right. They're going to shoot 4 free throws. A 2-shot foul, and Cahill is still down on the floor. 2 fouls on Rockefeller. And Larry Fox called a 2-shot foul on the shot. Dennis Thorne called a 2-shot intentional foul for throwing him down.
The original call was a personal foul on 44, Richie Rockefeller. That's his second personal.
So I think Cahill gets up. It looks like he may have hurt it. And Rockefeller, Tim Swanson says, go call a timeout. Okay. Here, let's stay with the discussion here. Oh, Swanson, you heard Dennis Thorne. He said, you're going to be out of the game. He just teed Swanson. He's clapping in front of Dennis Thorne. He teed him again. He's gone. That's 8 free throws coming for Richland. He has been ejected from the game. Well, it's gone. It's been a frustrating game for Kennewick, and I think it all came out there.
Yeah, it really has. That's too bad that had to happen. I'm not really sure if that was an intentional foul or not. It was just, I think it's a case of a lot of frustration on Kennewick's part, and I think Coach Swanson trying to fire his team up a little bit and trying to stand behind them because they know they need to play him again, and they just don't want to become intimidated by Richland at this point. But it definitely was a hard foul and definitely could be interpreted intentionally.
You can hear the Kennewick fans very upset behind us. I thought he threw him down. I thought it was really hard. So Buntley Willard will be the new head coach for at least the rest of this game. Tony Baio was talking to Dennis Thorne, another Kennewick assistant, trying to calm the officials down. So Buck comes into the game. Cahill cannot continue. So did they say Rockefeller's been ejected?
No, they were just saying that it was 2 separate instances on the foul.
Right, okay. First one by Eric Buck is good. Second one by Eric Buck is good. Now he should have 2 more for Buck, because Cahill would have got 4, and then the double technical. So here's Buck with a shot. Good. That's 3 for 3.
Tony. Yeah. Think about taking Richie out. Just think about it.
Okay. Coach, your mic was on there when Buck misses the 4th free throw. Now Robertson will shoot the 2 technicals, 4 free throws. First one, no good. Calvin Stewart comes in to replace Rockefeller. Second shot is good. It's now up to 52-29. They've made 4 of 6, and they have 2 remaining. Robertson good again. And he has 1 more. It is good. 54-29, and for the last 6:38, we could be looking at a volatile situation here.
Yeah, this could be potentially explosive. The referee's got to really get a close handle on this.
54-29, 6:38 remaining. You just joined us. Kennewick coach Tim Swanson has been thrown out of the game. They called an intentional foul as well as a personal foul against Richie Rockefeller. Richland just hit 6 of 8 free throws on the 2 fouls and the 2 technicals. Now they have the ball. Ash down the lane, lays it in. That's an 8-point play. 56-29. Quinnell out of the backcourt. Calvin Stewart's in to replace Rockefeller in the Kennewick lineup. Now to Mitchell. Mitchell low to Stewart. Goes up against Coleman. Puts it up and it doesn't go. Tip no good. Rebound Coleman for the Bombers. He clears it to Ash. Ash out of the backcourt. Great lead pass to Buck to score. He puts it up and he is hammered. And we're going to get a foul on one of the Lions here.
Well, that was a really nice play by Richland. Nice ball movement in the open floor.
Foul is going to be on Stewart. So the line will go Spoor for 2 free throws. So the Richland's going to clinch the Big 9 title outright tonight. They have only one game remaining next Friday night. It's 4 misses the first. That's against Eisenhower, and that's also here. So they're finishing up with 3 home games. It's kind of the way the quirk of the schedule went this year. Second shot score. This one's also no good. Emerson gets the rebound. Clears it to Mitchell. And here comes Mitchell out of the backcourt with 6 minutes to go in the game. 56-29 Richland. They held Kennewick without a point for the first 6 minutes and 17 seconds of the game. Quinnell drives, puts one up on the move. It rolls off, no good. Rebound tip, no good. Johnson still after it. And Coleman got it and got out of there, and he got called for a walk.
Yeah, again, a little bit of contact down there. I think he actually traveled. That was a good call.
So it's Kennewick's ball. Kennewick, of course, after tonight, will be home against Wenatchee next Friday night, and then home against Kamiakin next Saturday night. So they finish with 2 games at home. Johnson out front to Mitchell. Johnson, Mitchell, Stewart, Emerson, and Quinnell. Buck, Ash, Schultz. And we're going to get an illegal pick set there on Stewart, I believe.
I think they called it on Casey Quinnell.
You're right. That's 4 on Quinnell. Mitchell's playing with 4. And it wasn't a possession foul. So it'll be 1-1 for Doug Schultz, who hasn't been around much lately as they took him out there in the third quarter. Still with 13 points and shooting 1-1. 5:36 remaining in the game. Shot up. It's off the rim short. Tipped around by the Bombers, and they grab it. Ash with it. Damian into the left corner. There's Buck. He's wide open. No, we got a foul. I didn't hear the whistle. And we're going to get a foul inside on Randy Johnson or Quinn. Dennis Thorne stopped play, and I think he's concerned about some physicalness in there. But he did call a foul on Randy Johnson.
Yeah, the referees are really doing a nice job right here, really trying to settle the play down. They're calling fouls that they probably should have been calling the whole game, but they've really done a good job of taking control of this game here late.
Schultz with 1-1. Again. On the way with it. Good. 57-29. The first game finished at 59-36. That was when Kennewick didn't have Travis Mitchell. Obviously, it hasn't made much of a difference. Schultz second shot, no good. The rebound batted loose, and they get it again. Buck comes up with it. He made a bad pass, knocked loose by Quinnell, but Buck grabbed it back in his backcourt to Robertson. Flips it in the left corner to Ash under the Schultz. It was knocked loose by Quinnell. Schultz got it out to Damian. Corner for 3, off the rim. Rebound, Bombers get it again. Holy cow. Ash out front to Buck. Now they reset. In they goes to Schultz. It was knocked loose by Johnson, though. Stolen by Stewart. 5:05 remaining. 57-29 Richland. Mitchell out of the backcourt now. Down the right wing it goes to Quinnell. Quinnell drives the ball around the circle, puts it up with the left hand. It won't go. Rebound, Schultz corrals it, clears it to Buck up the right side. His lead pass deflected by Mitchell. Stolen by Johnson. Kennewick has it back. 4:44 to go. Mitchell on the drive to the basket. Stops. Looks for help. Leaves it off for Quinnell. Quinnell out on the wing now. Picked up by Schultz. Out front it goes to Mitchell. Mitchell driving into the paint. Forces it up. No good. Got fouled. Schultz will get it. His 4th.
Yeah, that was a good call. The referees are calling anything.
5.
They're calling anything that comes close to physical contact.
Schultz fouls out, gets a big hand. The Kennewick crowd was kind of mocking him, and he turned to him and threw him a couple of kisses, and then the Bomber fans loved that. He goes out with 14.
I'll tell you, one of the bright spots in this whole thing has been the play of Andrew Coleman. He's really come in here and really played some fine basketball, and I'm sure that's really going to please Coach Neal.
He's getting some minutes, and he's also, they're going to him, and he is asserting himself. We've seen in some other games, he get it in there and just pass it back out.
Yeah, very tentative against Kamiakin. He's extremely tentative. He just wanted to give the ball back out to somebody else. Tonight he's really looking to score and made some nice offensive moves.
Mitchell to the line for 2. He misses the first. He has been shut out. 19 points last night, none tonight. Trek Davis enters the game. A 5'9" junior, plays mostly on the junior varsity team, and Cornell is out of there. He missed them both, did Mitchell, and Buck cleared it for the Bombers. Ash out of the backcourt. 57-29. Buck corner to Aaron Siefken, who's in the game now. Now to Ash. Ash looking, 4:14 to go, low to Coleman. He turns, dumps it out to Buck. Buck. Jason Slagle's going to enter the game soon, as that's what got the crowd from Kennewick going there behind us. Ash driving, puts one up on the move. It's an air ball. Rebound by Johnson. And ahead to Trek Davis in front court. Davis driving the lane, stops the foul line, dishes back out to Mitchell now. Low post it goes to Johnson, now back out to Mitch. Now in the corner to Markham with 3:41 to go. Now to Trek Davis. They reverse it to Calvin Stewart. Low post to Johnson, works in, puts it up over Coleman, no good. Rebound knocked loose. Coleman grabbed it for Richland. Ahead to Buck, fast break out of the backcourt. Buck hits Robertson all the way for the layup. Joe Mackey now in the game.
It's not him.
Okay, it's not Davis. It's Joe Mackey. I'm sorry. Okay, the program was wrong. Markham down the lane. His shot goes up and in, and he got fouled.
A pretty move by Tim Markham that time.
So Jason Slagle finally gets to go in. He's been sitting at the scorer's bench for quite a while. And the Kerry Reed comes in, and Damian Ash will go out of the game. Big hero last night. He had 5 tonight. No, he's not going out. Eric Buck's going out because he just fouled out.
Yeah, the real question here, the ball went in, and they haven't yet to credit him with a bucket.
Yeah, they are counting it. Kennewick's going to drop to 8-6. Wenatchee, if they hold on to that halftime lead of 7 points, will go to 7-7. And they could tie Kennewick for 4th place if they beat him next week at Kennewick. So that's a big game.
Yeah, if they end up tied, then it would go on a coin flip type thing.
Unless Wenatchee swept him.
That's true.
Markham with 1 and 1. He bounces it up several times, falls off, and Ash that gets the rebound. Ash to Robertson, left side for another 3, off the rim, no good. The rebound to Johnson for Kennewick. Gives it away to Joe Mackey. 2:55 to go. It's 59-31 in favor of Richland. To Jason Slagle. Low post to Stewart for a little hooker up and in. Robertson out of the backcourt. Robertson left wing to Ash. Ash for a high arching 3. It's off the rim. Kerry Reed docked it off of Calvin Stewart's hands and out of bounds. Richland ball.
Yeah, tremendous play right there by Reed going up there and keeping that ball alive.
Stack left of the lane. Siefken to bring it in. Underneath to Coleman. Goes between players, then dips it out for Ash, who fakes the shot, goes baseline. Gives it off to Reed. 2:26. The crowd wants him to shoot. He drives, hooks it up, and it won't go. The rebound cleared by Johnson. Kerry Reed probably gets the least playing time, so he's quite a crowd favorite when he does come in. Right wing in front court, it comes to Slagle. Low post to Stewart. Hooks it up. This one's blocked by Coleman, but they called him for a foul. 2:12 remaining.
Yeah, I'm sure that incident with that intentional foul is really going to be a motivation for both of these teams should they happen to draw each other in the first round of that district.
Here's Calvin Stewart. No doubt. Yeah, he misses the first. 2:12 remaining in the game. 59-33 in favor of Richland. First shot. The second shot is good. Kennewick went the first 7.5 minutes of the first quarter without a field goal. Out of the backcourt, Robertson. 2:05 remaining. Right wing it goes to Reed, looking low to Coleman, who's being pushed around by Johnson. Out front to Siefken. He tries to drive in the paint. Out to Robertson. Now to Ash. 1:51 to go in the game. Here's McCary. He's got it out of the left wing. Shoots a long 3. Air ball. But it came right down to Siefken. Trying to get it out. His pass deflected out of bounds. Remains in the Bombers' control.
That crowd really turned for Reed every time he touches the ball to try and score.
That's up. All right. Stack right of the lane. Siefken gets it into Ash. Ash driving on Stewart. Got around him baseline. He's going to put it up. Blocked from behind by Stewart, who gets the foul. Don't forget the fifth quarter. We'll have Coach Phil Neal and some of the Bombers. We're not sure yet, but I think maybe Andrew Coleman would be a good one for one of our guests. And we'll see who else. So Damian Ash doesn't go to the foul line very much, but of course, if you've ever seen him, he sets up on the far left side of the foul line. The exaggerated Henry Bibby style.
Yeah.
He was offset, but not like that.
Not that far. He's barely inside the circle on that.
Robertson's going to go out of the game and get a nice hand as Spoor comes back in.
Well, with Kamiakin winning easily tonight, that's going to be a great basketball game next Friday with Pasco and Kamiakin.
That's where we'll be, too. Pasco and Kamiakin next Friday from the Pasco High Gym. And Kamiakin will have a little payback on their mind after that 15-point loss at home to the Bulldogs earlier. So the lane violation is asked missed, but he'll get another one.
And Kennewick's going to need to shake the effect of this game and get refocused for Wenatchee, which is going to be a real pivotal game for them for fourth place.
There's another lane violation, but Slagle made the free throw. Nash made the free throw. Slagle was in there way early. Okay. Ash goes out of the game. He finishes with 7. So Bones back in the game. Mackey into the forecourt. Bounce pass the wing to Markham. Bombers still hacking around at the ball. They nearly steal it. They get a foul here. And I think Spoor is going to get this one as we're down to a minute 26 to go in the game that just won't end.
Yeah. As both teams still playing hard, scrapping and fighting, which is forcing the referees to call a lot of fouls.
If you just joined us, Kennewick coach Tim Swanson was thrown out of the game early in the fourth quarter with 6:38 remaining. Markham misses the free throw. Tip no good. Coleman clears it. To Siefkin. Bounce pass down to the right corner. Spoor fakes the 3. Spoor on the drive. All the way to the hole. Nice move for the lay-in. Good.
Pretty move to the hole by Spoor.
63-34. Mackey out of the backcourt. They come to double him. Gets the pass away to Markham. Tim a long 3. It's off the rim. No good. The rebound cleared by Coleman. Spoor into the forecourt. 55 seconds to go. On his way to the boot. Nice pass to Reed. Steps around into the lane. He horses it up. It won't go. Stewart rebounds, and it's stripped loose and out of bounds by Spoor. Kennewick ball.
Reed's determined he's going to score before this game's over.
All right. Mackey coming out of backcourt. 45 seconds to play, and then it'll be all over. Mackey to Jason Slagle. Slagle, bounce pass to Johnson, out to Mackey. Slagle fakes the 3 on the drive, shoots from 15, off no good. The rebound to Spoor for Richland, busts out of there 3-on-2. He's the middleman, down the lane all the way for the lay-in good. 18 seconds remaining, 65-34. Mackey in the forecourt, stolen by Reed, but he fouled him. So Joe Mackey will go to the line for 1-1 for Kennewick. Lions will fall to 8-6. Richland goes to 14-1 and clinches the Big 9 title.
Yeah, clinched in a very convincing manner. Just put a big defensive stamp on this game. It was incredible.
Mackey with 1-1. No good on the first. The rebound cleared by the Bombers and out of bounds off Kennewick. 10 seconds to go. There's Siefkin bringing the ball up court for Richland. Siefkin on the drive. Oh, man. Slagle pushed him down, and he'll draw the foul. So Siefkin will go to the line. With 4 seconds remaining. So Aaron Siefkin, with 1-1, a chance to score his first point of the night. And it's up and good. His 11th point of the season. 66-34. 4 seconds remaining. Second shot up. It is no good on the bounce. Rebound hits the floor. Tipped out. Grabbed by Slagle. Lost it. Siefkin got it. Throws it with 2 seconds, but he was out of bounds. And will be out to Richland with 2 seconds remaining in the game. Okay. Inbound in the backcourt. Slagle to Markham, shoots it from midcourt at the buzzer. He overshot the backboard. Oh, and one of the basket support wires came down when he did that. So that's about the best Kennewick could hope for tonight. And the two teams shake hands, minus Tim Swanson, who was told to depart the premises quite a while ago. We'll be back to wrap it up after this 2-minute timeout. The final score is Richland 66 and Kennewick 34. Okay, Frank Murray along with Don Manili back wrapping it up as the fans make their way out on Wall of Fame night. They're having a reception for all the inductees. There was 25 of them tonight that they inducted before the games. Went all the way back to 1949 up to 7, 8, 9 years ago. So congratulations to them and to the Bombers, who clinched their first Big Nine title outright since 1984. They got a piece of it in '86, but this is the first time since in 11 years they've clinched the title outright. Here's the final numbers for Kennewick. The leading scorer was Richie Rockefeller. He had 14 points. Casey Quinnell had 10. And there wasn't many, and they only get 34, as Tim Markham had 4. Calvin Stewart had 3, and then 1 each for Scott Larson, Grady Emerson, and Randy Johnson. Travis Mitchell did not score in the game. Richland, led by Neil Robertson's 15 points. He got his shooting eye back tonight. Doug Schultz had 14. 8 for John Spohr, 7 for Damian Ash, 6 each for Jeff Cahill and Eric Buck, 5 for Mark Bone, 4 for Andrew Coleman, and 1 for Aaron Siefkin. So the Bombers alone in first. They have 1 league game remaining next Friday night right here against Eisenhower. Kennewick, a big one to hang on to 4th place next Friday night at Kennewick against Wenatchee. And Don and I will be in Pasco for the game between Kamiakin and Pasco, and the game will probably, not necessarily, but probably determine 2nd place in the Big Nine conference and a home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs. Don, boy, the first game was 59-36. This one's 66-34. And you can just feel that defensive intensity throughout the game by Richland.
Yeah, it was just a tremendous effort by Richland. You got to give him a lot of credit. You got to give Coach Neal some credit for his preparation he was able to do, both with the X's and O's and with his mental preparation. I think you also have to give credit to the seniors for their leadership, for coming out here and staying focused tonight. The defensive display that they put on was absolutely incredible. It was totally took Kennewick out of anything that they tried to do. Offensively, they got the ball to Schultz. They got Robertson out of the shoot early, got him focused back on his shooting, got some shots up for him, and they just came out in a very business-like approach tonight and very deservedly earned the Big Nine district or the league title tonight.
Okay, well, we're going to take a timeout. We're going to close out our broadcast of the game, get into the 5th quarter. The Bombers will be our guests. We don't know what we'll have yet, but that'll be coming up in about 2 minutes as the 5th quarter will roll on. And again, next Friday night, Don and I will be in Pasco, Kamiakin and Pasco. Next Saturday at Kennewick for the game between Kamiakin and Kennewick. And Eric G. next Saturday will have the call of the game, Pasco at Eisenhower. That wraps it up tonight. It was all Bombers. They broke to a 12-0 lead. They were never headed in the game. The final score, once again, Richland 66 and Kennewick 34. And good evening once again back at Daywall Gym in Richland, and it's all over. Richland with a methodical 66-34 win over Kennewick to clinch its first Big Nine title outright since 1984. And Phil Neal, you remember that year, don't you? That was a pretty good year.
Yeah, it was a real good year. I think we won about 22 games in a row there, and had a real good season. Had some really great ball players.
This has been just as great, though. It's not over yet, but you're 14-1 now, and got to be a great feeling for the team.
Well, it's really good. This group is a real close group of kids. They work hard throughout their whole entire career here, and this is just one step that we hope, though, that they'll take. Winning the league title is one of our goals, but I think this group of kids have other goals in mind too.
And you really, well, before we go any farther about the game, the condition I'm sure everybody's concerned about of Jeff Cahill took that hard foul and had to go out of the game.
Well, right now we're hoping it's just a bruise. It's really swelled up on his arm, and it swelled up real good, and hopefully it's just a bruise, and also he has a big bruise on his head.
Oh, wow. So you're concerned about a concussion possibly?
Well, I don't think that's going to be a problem right now, but he is pretty well bruised up and right now.
Okay. He really kind of spearheaded your defense tonight, and that's really, you wasn't one of the greatest offensive nights you guys had, particularly in the early going, but defensively you just pretty much controlled them.
Well, really, Jeff spears our whole defense. He's our team leader. He goes out there and he makes all the kids work hard. He does so many things on the floor that, probably a lot of people don't understand how much he does. He doesn't get a lot of points in the games, but he holds the other teams, gives all of our players a lot of help on defense, but also he makes a lot of sharp passes on offense and sets a lot of good picks and gets a lot of people open.
He didn't let him lay off him tonight, too. He popped 2 out from beyond the foul line there when they backed off.
He's a lot better shooter than a lot of people think.
Yeah. And we talked about the defensive pressure. The last game, actually the score was pretty much similar to this. You were concerned coming in because they didn't have Travis Mitchell, their fine point guard, the last game, but Mark Bone kind of helped take him out of the game there early.
I thought we did a really good job defensively all over the court. Anytime you hold a Big 9 team to just 9 field goals, I think that you've done a really good job. And also, I think they shot 25% from the floor. So, I think we played pretty well.
You're talking about the numbers, of course. You've got held him without a point until there was a minute 43 to go in the first quarter, and defense is what they say wins championships, and it was never more evident tonight, I think, simply because of the fact that you guys weren't as sharp as last night offensively, and that was pretty much to be expected, but to come out with that kind of intensity defensively shows a lot.
Well, really, all year long, our defense is actually key to our offense. Usually what gets us going, if we can get a couple steals, lay-ins and stuff, it really generates our whole offense at the other end. So for this group of kids, that's the name of the game. We have to play really good defense to be able to win.
1 game left against Eisenhower next week. How do you like having the last bye in the round? That doesn't give you a break at all.
No, it really doesn't give us a break, but I don't think 1 day off really matters at this time in the season. It does give you one thing. If you haven't played a team in a long time, it does give you a scouting opportunity at the end of the season if you know kind of who you're going to play. That's the only thing from our standpoint. But at this time, it looks like it could be Kennewick.
Yeah, all right. So maybe a preview of what we're going to see in the first round of the playoffs, perhaps. They still have to deal with Wenatchee, which is a team, as you know from a week or 2 ago, who's coming on.
Yeah, they're playing very well. I think there's a lot of teams in the Big 9 that are playing well, and coming to district tournament time, you're going to have to go out there and play an exceptional basketball to come out with a victory.
Okay, thanks, Phil, and appreciate you being with us. Congratulations on a great title.
Thanks a lot, Frank.
Okay, we're going to be back. Mark Bad to the Bone is going to be with us next. We'll take a 60-second break and come right back. The final score was Richland 66, Kennewick 34. With Mark Bone, the defensive specialist, but you've scored double figures combined tonight and last night. You're on a tear.
I don't know. If they started pressuring me, I just started taking it to the hole, and I don't know. If they give me 6 inches of daylight, I'm taking them.
Well, you did last night. You had some key hoops against Pasco at a time when you really needed them in that second half.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if some of those guys are taking me serious because I really don't. I'm not the big shooter or anything, but, if they give me enough, I'll shoot it in their face.
Okay, well, tonight, of course, defense was critical for you guys, basically. That it has been the whole year, but talk a little bit about the last time you played these guys. They didn't have Travis Mitchell, and I know that was kind of a concern because he's pretty quick guard.
Yeah, I used to play with Travis Mitchell when we were in grade school and stuff, and he's improved a lot. But, no, I don't know. He's a small guard, so you can. I don't know. Small guards with me, I can pretty much control them, and they can't control me. But the quicker, faster ones, like he's quick, but he doesn't. You can't control the defender like with the body weight and stuff. So it's a little bit easier with a smaller guard like that.
Well, they had 19 points last night. He had none tonight, so that's a pretty good job.
Yeah, I think he could have taken a little bit more to the hole, but he just wasn't feeling it tonight, and I don't know. Shut him down, I guess.
Talk a little bit about the title and what it means to you and the team.
Well, I don't know. We're always underrated, it seems like. They never give us any credit. They never give us credit in football, and they never give us credit in basketball. So, I don't know. I just kind of, the title would mean something because it show everybody else, look, Richland this class of 95 is something to talk about, not just to throw aside, put them in 5th place or whatever, but, you know, we are something to talk about.
No doubt about it. Maybe even more of a team than maybe last year's club was.
Yeah, last year had a bunch of individuals, and they were more concerned about scoring. And this crew right here, we're more of a family, and that's the way it should be.
Fantastic. And tonight, you guys, defensively, they just couldn't do anything. It was Coach Neal said 9 field goals is what they got in the entire game.
Yeah, that just shows how good our defense is, and I mean the coaches stress that in practice every week. You know, defense, and sometimes they irritate you a little bit too far to where you want to go out and prove them wrong. So I don't know. Give a credit to the coaches for that.
But you didn't have any trouble with Kennewick this year, really, in the 2 games. But other teams starting to get closer to you, Pasco and Kennewick, and are they getting better? Did they have more of an improvement curve from the beginning of the year than you guys did?
That's always going to be improved in the second half of the season. Pasco is way better. I mean, they got Godfrey back, and he was finding court shape, running the court a lot better. And, you know, when you got a big guy like 6'6" that, you know, can power the ball up and do his wonderful moves he does, you know, it's kind of, you know, that helps a lot. So, and then Kennewick, and they just came through because Carlisle, he's been coming through a lot better for them. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
But you're going to play in the sweet confines of Daywall Gym. That's going to be nice.
Yeah, it's going to be sweet to have our own gym. It means a lot to play in our own gym.
Mark Bone, thanks very much. Congratulations.
All right, thanks.
Stay tuned. The next guest will be the sophomore Andrew Coleman after this 60-second timeout on the 5th quarter. The final tonight, Richland 66, Kennewick 34. 5th quarter from Daywall Gym, and our guest is Andrew Coleman. 6'5" sophomore for the Bombers. He scored 4 points tonight. Andrew, you had quite a bit of playing time in there tonight, and is Coach telling you to be more assertive on offense?
Not really, but I figured when Jeff got injured that I had to get in there and get the job done, and I tried to.
You've got to come in there for Doug when he gets in foul trouble, too, don't you?
Yeah.
And that's how is it as a sophomore coming in? Do you still get real nervous when you have to come in?
Towards the beginning of the season I did, but lately it's not as bad. Feel more comfortable.
You're playing in the JVs about what? Just 1 quarter now?
2.
Oh, 2 quarters now.
Yeah.
So you have 2 quarters up here for the varsity. How do you like splitting time there?
It's tough because you have to get into 2 games and get prepared for 2 games before you come out for the next. I get used to it.
And you got to get used to different guys on the court.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what was your thoughts on the way the game went tonight from the Bomber standpoint? You seem to control them defensively out there.
Yeah, we tried to take the game to them and hit the boards as hard as we could and came out on top. Our shooting was going better than it was the last couple of nights, which helped.
What do you think about winning the title? You're just a sophomore, so you haven't been around here that long, but it's got to be exciting for you.
Yeah, it's fun. I don't know how we're going to do in the future, so having one now is a lot of fun.
Tremendous. Andrew, you got to be looking forward to the district tournament then coming up, huh?
Extremely excited.
I can tell. Okay, we're going to let you go and bring in Jeff Cahill. Thanks for joining us and have a great game tonight. Andrew Coleman, our guest, will be back with the guts of the Bombers, Jeff Cahill, after this 60-second timeout. Daywald, Frank Murray, with Jeff Cahill of the Bombers as Richland beats Kennewick 66-34. And Jeff, first your physical condition, you took that hard foul in there, and Coach Neal said you got hurt in a couple of places.